What's up, man? I got to talk about this Skip Bayless versus Kawhi Leonard situation. Skip Bayless, that man going off the rails versus when he talk about Kawhi Leonard. Now, look, it's his platform, but his platform that he created, this debate show, it's created based off, a lot of it is opinion and you throw some facts in there, you know what I'm saying, here and there, and you make it an entertaining show. But he's been having this personal vendetta against Kawhi Leonard for and the only reason is because Kawhi Leonard wanted out of San Antonio because he felt like they misdiagnosed him with his thigh injury. And Skip Bayless, I remember all last year Skip Bayless saying this man is not hurt. The medical staff, the Spurs medical staff is great. A lot of times they let players sit down, much longer, with their injury before they come back. So they make sure that the player is, 100% healthy or close to it. But like I said before, no doctor, no medical staff is perfect. You're gonna have misdiagnosis. Um, Hopefully you know what I'm saying, you don't have a lot of them, but you're gonna have some. And it's been proven a lot of times that doctors misdiagnose people, and you can misdiagnose an injury. The man said he was injured. See, this is why I don't fall in that line of saying a person is not injured when they're injured, because you're not in their body. You don't. Certain players come back from injuries faster than others. And when a doctor give you a range, that's only a range. That's only their baseline range of, of the injury that they have come in contact with, that they have some knowledge with, and they say, well, most people come back within 2 to 4 weeks of whatever injury. Let's just say you have a ankle sprain, and the doctor say, well, in 2 to 4 weeks, you should be able to do anything you want to do. It should be healed. It should be healed. That's the magic word. It should be healed. They never come out. A doctor never come out and say, well, it's 100% chance that you're gonna feel no pain in 2 to 4 weeks, because they don't know, because everybody's different. So that's only the baseline. So Kawhi Leonard, when the Spurs did clear him, just because the doctor clears you doesn't mean that you're able to do what you did before the injury. That doesn't mean anything, because second of all, the doctor is not in your body, so the doctor doesn't know um, how you feeling on the inside. You know what I'm saying? They only can go by external things that they can see. But with a deep tissue injury like what Kawhi Leonard had, it can take a while to heal, man. Those deep tissue injuries, people look at it like, oh, it's not a break, or he didn't get cut or anything. No, deep tissue injuries, man, those take a long time to heal too, as well, because you're dealing with a lot of muscle, a lot of nerves and things of that nature. So he wanted out of the Spurs. He wanted out of San Antonio. Okay, the man won out. And Skip Bayless just went on this personal vendetta from the time that Kawhi Leonard didn't come back to now. He still have a personal, and this man has already changed teams. This season is 95% over. He still has a personal vendetta against this man. Yesterday, I'm gonna flash back all the way to last Friday. When they wrapped up the show last Friday, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp had a bet of, I guess Shannon Sharp gave Skip Bayless 4 points, and if Toronto win by 4 points or less, Skip Bayless wins the bet. So Skip Bayless ended up winning the bet because Kawhi Leonard hit the game winning shot, and they won by two because the game was tied. Skip Bayless immediately on his Twitter said that was the luckiest shot ever. Now, let's go to that now. And remind you, Skip Bayless was the same person that said, if the game is close, number two will fold in the last 3 to 4 to 5 minutes of that game. That's what Skip Bayless said when he closed up the show last Friday. Now let's flash back to yesterday. The last 5 minutes, Kawhi Leonard showed up. He not only showed up, he not only balled out, he hit the game winning shot. So that made Skip Bayless angry because that man hit the game winning shot and he balled out the last 5 minutes, which Skip Bayless said that he was going to fold. Now I like Skip Bayless. He has some great opinions sometimes. He has some really good outlooks on some things, but this is disturbing. Like at first, I thought it was like a poke. He was poking at Kawhi Leonard, fun poking at him, talking about his injury and all this stuff. But now it seems like it's personal. And I don't understand what Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, you like 60 years old, man. It's not like you in your teens. Now look, when I was in my teens and I was hearing about Michael Jordan wanted to go to New York. Now I would have been ticked off if you got traded to New York. I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I grew up a diehard Bulls Bears fan. So you know what I'm saying? If he would have went to New York, I would have been ticked off. But I was in my teens, didn't know anything, still a boy, don't have a strong opinion on life, don't have a really good outlook on life. Skip Bayless, you've been on this earth for 6 decades, and a player leaves your favorite team, and this is how you act. Man, you beyond a grown man. Like beyond, you an elder. And this is how you react. I expect this from a teenager, a teenage fan, of maybe a fan in their 20s. But yeah, I can understand the first initial shock that the man leaves the team that you like. You know what I'm saying? You're a little pissed off. Okay, couple days, 2, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe even a month. Hell, maybe even a couple months. But you're 60 years old and this was like a year ago and you still on it, calling the man number two, disrespecting the man. Like, it's not playful disrespect, like I just told y'all. He has a real problem with Kawhi Leonard for leaving the Spurs, man. And this man said he was misdiagnosed. Skip Bayless is not your body. You're not in that man's body. You don't know what pain he was going through. And another thing, players get misdiagnosed, and it ends up hurting their careers. Luka, Isaiah Thomas. They used to play for Boston. Look at Isaiah Thomas. He used to play for Boston. Now, Boston should have told that man, look, you cannot play. You cannot play. His hip was never the same afterwards. And he missed out on a huge contract. Huge. You know how much money that man lost? Huge contract. All because he got misdiagnosed. And they allow that man to play. Kawhi Leonard was like, no, this is my career, which it is his career. He should take every precaution carefully, because it's a lot of money involved. A lot of money involved that Kawhi Leonard can make with this contract, and he could possibly sign another one, because these players are playing longer because the game is a lot less physical than it was. They're playing a lot longer now. The modern medicine is better. Now when you blow out a knee, your career is not over. I remember back in the 80s, 70s, and from the 90s on down, even the early 2000s on down, your career probably was over. Now with modern medicine, you can come back from a multiple knee surgeries and things of that nature. Derrick Rose did it. Kyrie did it. Westbrook did it. A lot of players do now. So he was taking precautions because it's his career. It's not your career, Skip Bayless. Mr. Skip Bayless, it's not your career. So, and it's disturbing that this man had this personal event. He called the shot that he said that was the luckiest shot ever. Now, Shannon Sharp said, and this is, and everybody knows this. Yes, the ball bouncing on the rim, we call that a shooter's bounce, shooter's roll, or whatever you're going to call it. We understand that has some luck to do with it because it bounced on the rim 4 times. But the technique of the shot that he shot was a good shot. He gave himself a great chance to make it. Like Steven Jackson came on the show and said, no, the bounce is on the rim. You don't say, I'm going to shoot this ball and it's going to bounce on the rim 4 times, it's going to go in. Nobody in their right mind would do that. So when Kawhi Leonard came out yesterday in this post interview, and he said, I practiced that shot a lot. I believe that he practiced that shot a lot. Skip Bayless like, no, you don't practice that shot. You don't practice a 7-footer coming at you. And of course you don't practice a 7-footer coming at him, because in practice he don't have a 7-footer running at him while he's shooting a fall out of bounds, to the baseline shot over, to his right or to his left. Of course he doesn't. But he shoots that shot. I believe when he say he practiced that shot. Anyway, everybody practice when they young playing basketball. We all practice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with our friends, don't we? Oh, let's see who can hit. Let's see who how many game winning shots you can hit. Everybody practice that. So to say the man don't practice it, Skip Bayless like way out of bounds. Like this man need to clear his head. Like when Steven Jackson said his opinion about it, Skip Bayless immediately said, "Well, I'm gonna have to disqualify both of you guys' opinions because, for one, y'all both like Kawhi Leonard. Well, you don't like Kawhi Leonard, so I have to disregard your opinions about Kawhi Leonard because you don't like him. So I have to take everything you say about him with a grain of salt. Yes, the technique of his shot was, he said, and anybody that play basketball, Skip, you even play basketball. Anybody that play basketball know when you have a taller man running at you or putting his hand up, you have to put the ball up higher. You cannot shoot your, like Skip Bayless said, and yes, it's Kawhi Leonard does have a line drive shot. He shoots straight at the rim, like straight at the rim. So he really has no margin for error when he shoots, because when you shoot straight at the rim, you don't get that bounce that guys that shoot with a little bit of an arc. And he said I had to put a little bit of arc on it because Joel Embiid is 7'2" coming at him with his hands up. Of course, you got to put a little bit more of an arc on it so it won't get blocked. Like it's like basketball 1-on-1, Skip Bayless. Like you still trying to disqualify. You just trying to disqualify the man game winning shot because you said on Friday that he was going to disappear in that moment, and he didn't. All you had to do was come on the show and say I was wrong. I got to give it up to Kawhi Leonard. He showed up when I thought he wouldn't have showed up in the close game. I said on Friday that he was not going to show up. He came out. He proved me wrong. He showed up. Instead, you get on there and make a-hole out of yourself and continuously trying to break down the shot. Now, what Shannon should have did was, after Shannon said his opinion about it and let Skip Bayless say his opinion about it, what Shannon should have said was he should have went back to last Friday when Skip Bayless said that the man was going to disappear, and got off of the meticulous or the mechanics of the shot that went in. You know what I'm saying? He should have said, no, you said that man wasn't going to show up in the last 5 minutes. You said if it was a close game, number 2 was going to disappear. That's what Shannon should have did. But Shannon allowed Skip Bayless to stay on that ridiculous point. And that's not the point. The point of the matter is that man hit the game-winning shot. And Skip Bayless just can't stomach it. Because I guarantee you, if Kawhi Leonard would have made that same shot in the Spurs uniform, in the Spurs jersey yesterday, Skip Bayless wouldn't have said nothing about no luck. I'm going to tell y'all, people opinions are situational. It's just what it is. People opinions about other people. He used to call Kawhi Leonard the best two-way player in the league and all this. He stopped LeBron James in the finals. He won MVP. He was 20-something years old and won an MVP over kind of shutting down or maintaining, keeping LeBron James intact. Soon as Kawhi Leonard leave, he wasn't hurt. He's number 2. He's not that good. This, and that. Skip Bayless, you sound like a fanatical fan, and maybe you are. That's what you sound like. You sound like a fanatical fan, and when you're a fanatical fan, you have no objectivity about a situation. And you, my friend, have zero objectivity when it comes to Kawhi Leonard. Like, you shouldn't even be allowed to talk about Kawhi Leonard because you don't. Every time you talk about him, it's always a lot. Anytime you say anything about Kawhi Leonard, it's disdain. He left my team, and that's the first thing you always say that. You always categorize it like that. Oh, he left my Spurs high and dry. He left the great Greg Popovich. So the man wanted to go to a different situation. He didn't trust the medical staff, and you got to have complete control. You have to have trust in the medical staff to a point that you know that they're not going to put your career in danger. Now, I'm not saying the Spurs medical staff intently put his basketball career in danger, but they did misdiagnose the man. Okay, they did misdiagnose the man in Kawhi Leonard's mind, or in to him, he looked at it as when y'all said I can come back, and I said I couldn't come back. Now I don't know if the medical staff told the Spurs organization he definitely can play. I don't know. I don't know if that was the case. Maybe that was, but what I'm saying is this: the man had no faith in the medical staff, and then he started losing faith in Greg Popovich because of what Greg Popovich was saying in the media and how Greg Popovich had Ginobili and Tony Parker coming out and saying, "Well, I had a similar injury and I tore man off the bone and I came back quicker." Okay, that's you, man. That's you. That's Tony Parker. That's not Kawhi Leonard. Maybe you have a different body structure to where yours was able to heal a lot faster. And bravo to you that you was able to heal a lot faster. But that man is that man. You are you. And he said he's injured. He says he can't play. I'm gonna believe that man over you. Period. Because that's his body. You're not in his body. And that's the thing. And Skip Bayless, boy, is disturbing how he uses the platform to overly criticize Kawhi Leonard. I mean, everybody deserves criticism. Nobody is above criticism, but when you start, it's like it's not really criticism no more with Skip Bayless. It's like personal. And to me, when you on these platforms, I ain't telling these people how to do their business, but when you on these platforms, to me, when you start getting personal, I tune you out. I can't I can't get with you when you start getting personal. When you start getting personal and have no objectivity, even with LeBron, there's a lot of things that LeBron do that I don't agree with, that I don't like. I don't, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, but when Skip Bayless started getting personal about LeBron James, I can't go with that. I can't go with that because you on a platform, yes, and it's all opinion